I've seen a lot of portable solutions coming out lately from everybody. And I mean, they're just Bluetooth. Some of them are Bluetooth amplifiers, powerful amplifiers, portable, some even desktop solutions that really just kind of don't require a player other than your phone. You know, particularly like, you know, some of the stuff out there will just decode any Bluetooth format. And so what I'm getting at is you think about this, it's like, well, with all this already out and what's to come, are digital audio players, portable players that are actually dedicated to playing music going to be something we're going to need going forward? I don't know.
For some people, yeah. But other people, it's like the again, it always comes down to convenience of having one less thing to manage, you know. You don't have to like manage the music on your player. It's like everything's on your phone and then it works in your car for CarPlay or your hi-fi.
Yeah, the phones have come a pretty universal personal device. Talk about an all-in-one toolkit.
Well, they're doing more and more than ever, and they're doing it better than ever with longer run times. So it seems pretty obvious if you're carrying it around with you anywhere anyways, why wouldn't you just use that? If you could, why wouldn't you use a product you already have with you? I think it makes a lot of sense. It's more convenient. It's easier to manage. And for most people, it's desirable because it's less weight, less size, less cost oftentimes.
Yeah, it's tough to carry around.
Well, that's the thing, because either way you'd have to carry around a DAP, and you're still carrying your phone anyways.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah, you'll always have the phone.
Right, so that's always there.
Yeah, so the DAP's an extra piece.
Right.
I mean,
but to add an amp, it'd be the same thing, like just a DAC amp.
Right.
Same thing as
I guess you still need a box.
You still need another thing.
You know, on the higher end of things. I mean, with headphones that require power, you're going to need something. But those some things are getting a bit smaller and lighter as batteries get more powerful.
They're improving. And I think a big factor here is then you still have your phone, and you could have your wired headphones going to a little box that's in your pocket or a bag or something like that. And it's not quite as cumbersome as having a cable going to the thing that's in your hand. Because then when you're taking it in and out of your pocket or wherever you're storing it, you don't have to deal with the cable being in the way.
Yeah, that's
you can kind of tuck it away once, and then you're good.
Yeah, getting wrapped around stuff and yanking your phone out of your hand.
Yeah, you connect it, throw it in a pocket.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like magic.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. You know, I mean, not to knock DAPs. I mean, the digital audio players have been a staple for a lot of people for a long time, and they still are. A lot of people use them, and they're still coming out with new models. You know, and we're talking the better ones are multi-$1,000s, which I guess in part that's part of the detriment. Really, when you think about it, it's you're spending $1,500 on a phone. That pretty much, and people, I guess the other way to look at it, people are moving to streaming services, which your phone does quite well, whether it be Apple Music or Tidal or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, those are almost like, at what point do you need the DAP that was designed to play digital audio files when you're not using digital audio files anymore?
Right.
You know, it's pretty much you're going right to a wireless solution, which everybody carries. You know, and I mean, the DAP manufacturers have evolved and have added all that on the higher end of things, but even on the lower end of things, but still, you know, I don't know. I mean,
it just seems unnecessary.
Yeah, the phones are so highly evolved when it comes to wireless connectivity through cellular and Wi-Fi.
Well, it's the thing. You probably have, like an internet connection on your phone, which most DAPs you wouldn't have an LTE DAP. I don't know of one that exists.
Yeah, well, that's true.
So streaming would be difficult. I mean, I guess technically you could use your phone, create a hotspot.
Connect to that.
But that's more complex.
Well, your car would have would be a hotspot to connect to that. But yeah, I mean, you could kind of see where it's going. It's almost like, it's too bad too, because I mean, they're tend to be better sounding devices.
Well, they're dedicated.
Yeah, right. But I guess as soon as you add wireless to anything, all bets are off. The noise levels go up, the complexity gets in there. And I don't know if you're better off or not at that point than, say, a well-designed iPhone or something, you know, which is extremely good at dealing with noise.
Well, particularly with the Sony, that was their whole thing. They on purpose didn't put Wi-Fi in it.
Yeah, right.
They wanted to make it a dedicated, as best they can make it, DAP.
Yeah, and if a company like Sony realizes that the noise is an issue with that, which I think any purist can attest to that. I've played with things with turning Wi-Fi on and off, or cellular in particular. Cellular used to be brutal. I don't know if it's bad now. I don't know if it would really affect things because we're no longer plugging directly into our phones. we're more or less Bluetoothing from it. So I'm not really sure if that type of noise, that electrical noise, would even bother it anymore in terms of a signal. Where before, it had the 3.5 millimeter jack, you'd be connecting your headphones directly to the phone. So there's analog amplification going on, which was susceptible to the noise. That's all gone by the
You could still be
wayside.
doing that if you go USB out.
Yeah,
It would still be connected to like a portable DAC amp combo. So
you could.
if you're not running Bluetooth, that is.
Yeah, true. But even that, I mean, when you look at it from the general consumer standpoint, even us guys in the higher end, pretty much we're going toward the newer Bluetooth options. You could just see it going that way because it's getting better and better. The solutions to it are getting better and better. We're not, the lack of the no longer using a single chip solution and building out a D to A converter in the portable units that, aren't just a Bluetooth $2 Bluetooth chip. That in itself is huge.
Yeah, I guess Bluetooth's getting closer and closer to just a normal wired connection. So
Yeah. Right.
eventually it'll be imperceptible.
Yeah, and I don't know if it'll ever actually beat a full wired connection at the top end of things.
Right.
But most people aren't at the top end of things. So the reality of it is, at what point does this stuff kind of go away? So, I mean, I don't know. You look back, you think about it remember before when this all started, like the MP3 players in general. I mean, look at that. That's been gone for a while now.
Yeah.
A while. And it started with, who the hell was that company that made the first? You remember they were making those
It was
expensive.
like Creative.
Was it iRiver?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, Creative.
Some
yeah,
one of
maybe
those.
Creative. Yeah, I think it was
Like
iRiver.
the hard drive
was the
jukebox
parent
thing.
company.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
And that was like it. That was like the de facto
At
standard.
that
'cause it
time, there was
pretty much,
nobody making that
Yeah.
product. Yeah.
And then everybody started making them.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of brands.
Yeah.
That was when flash media was insanely expensive.
Right, yeah. 16
So-
meg.
Even though you had 2 megabyte, 3 megabyte MP3 files, it was an issue to store any number of them because flash media was crazy expensive.
I think most people were running MP3 real low. Bit
Yeah,
rate
that was
they
MP3.
were
actually a
2 or
thing
3
at the time,
megabytes.
yeah.
Were they even that big? I'm
well,
thinking
you
in the
could get
kilobyte
less than
range.
that,
Yeah.
but that was somewhat common in those
I
days,
mean,
a
it
few
sounded like
megabytes.
trash,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
yeah,
you
they
start
weren't
getting-
great.
Well,
Yeah.
it was a trade-off between quality and how many songs you can fit on.
But if you
for
had
sure.
32 megabytes, 16 megabyte of storage, well, you could fit an album on your MP3 player.
I think I still have that old Apple, that MP3 player or
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
they called it, with a hard drive built into it.
iPod?
Yeah, the classic.
That was the original classic
Yeah.
iPod. Yeah.
no.
Was it a
you
first
didn't-
generation?
no,
I think
no.
you had a third
No,
or
I
second
had a third
generation.
gen.
Yeah.
You had like fifth or sixth.
Ah,
This was later.
yeah.
Oh, you
This
had
is
the
a color
color one,
display,
or was it
yeah.
video?
I don't remember.
It was after.
It's got
It was
the
like
circle,
20
got the
gigabytes.
circle on it where you go.
Yeah, they had that for a while. But
Yeah.
the first one had a
I
mechanical
don't know.
scroll wheel.
Yeah.
Yours is probably like fifth or sixth.
Oh.
gen.
click
I remember
wheels
it's got the
that
hard drive in it. You could actually hear the thing spooling up when you turn it on.
Yeah, they were so
It's
slow.
like crazy.
I remember years
You
later,
know?
I went back to mine. I had the 10 gig third gen, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like you got so used to Flash that it's like, like every track you had to, yeah,
I should
Wait.
try to charge the battery and power it up and see if it still powers up.
it could be very
You
dead.
know, yeah, because I'm sure it's dead,
Yeah.
but when you think about that, those things were built pretty well. I mean, considering it was a portable hard drive in a portable case, and
Yeah,
it
it's
was
true.
built pretty well. And it took a pretty good amount of abuse, and I bet you that thing would still charge up and spool up. I don't know.
We'll have to.
I don't know.
try.
I don't know how batteries hold up where they're
You
not
know,
used.
you
in-
know, you have it for sure.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
where it is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sitting in a freaking drawer somewhere.
Oh.
It'll
Yeah.
probably work.
Yeah. I'll have to try
Much of
that.
the runtime would be terrible.
Yeah, true.
Oh, yeah.
But this seems to be the classic case where convenience wins out. And as Bluetooth solutions get better and better, as your phone does everything you want it to do, and you would prefer to carry less, of course, it makes sense that portable, dedicated media players are going to become less common. I don't think they're going to go away, but I do think there's going to be much less emphasis put in manufacturing super high-end ones, because there's just not going to be as much money in it as there are portables and, well, Bluetooth portables. Because people like convenience.
Yeah, I think convenience almost always wins, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And to the detriment of a lot of industries and,
Yeah.
and things that are good.
Yeah.
Convenience tends to always win.
Well, look at
Always
Keurig,
win.
right? Everybody runs Keurigs now, right? But is it better than like fresh grinding coffee and everything? No, but is it easy? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So,
Yeah, all one piece,
Yeah.
one plug,
yeah.
throw the beans in top, hit the button.
hmm
I think there's a combination of factors here, because in something like that example, a lot of people just wouldn't go to the extremes to make their own coffee. They wouldn't grind the beans. They wouldn't spend the time because it could be 10, 15 minutes, right? If you want to do a fancy pants job, it doesn't take 30 seconds.
Probably more like 30 seconds to a minute.
Well, it depends what you're doing.
Yeah,
Depends
well,
on what you're doing. Like if you're
well,
going,
that's true.
you could be going pretty hardcore and it takes a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
Get the scales out.
Nobody's gonna
Yeah.
do
pour
that.
over.
Yeah,
know,
right.
Rinsing your papers.
Oh, we're
and
talking
everything.
making like
Yeah.
cappuccino and
Oh, yeah.
espresso. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
we're
right.
talking some fancy stuff.
Yeah,
but
that's
obviously that's, I would hope, a little bit better than your Keurig, but the Keurig, you turn it on, you put the cup in, you hit a button, you walk away, it's done, right? That your thoughts are only required for 10 or 15 seconds on that one.
Yeah, I can't recall seeing too many photos of people that have a gold-plated cappuccino maker on their cupboards like a Starbucks version.
Oh yeah.
It just
Well,
doesn't
that's the
exist.
thing. Even something like just warming them up, like real espresso machines. Yeah, they take 15, 20, 30 minutes to warm up just to
yeah.
get to like full operating temperature.
They got a tank of water.
Well, yeah, and you got to heat up because the thing is you want to heat the whole thing up so the hot water doesn't hit a cold spot and cool down.
Of course.
So you want
It'll
all
mess
the
with the
pipes
taste.
on it. Yeah, so it's a whole. I mean, just
Jeez.
warming it up would be too long for
Yeah.
most people.
Well, we're kind of the same way in audio. You know,
Yeah,
you got to
it's the
warm up
same
your amps,
thing.
got to warm
Yeah.
up the DAC. So I get that. You know,
Yeah.
I get that. But yeah, that
Depends
would
how
be quite
hardcore you
a
wanna go.
project. That's what Starbucks are for.
Well,
Go there,
They
give
already
them your
have
credit
everything
card.
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything's ready.
All right, and call it a day.
But you see how popular that is.
Oh,
Yeah.
very. There's lines all.
There's never
lines
not
out the
a
parking
line.
lot. Yeah, right.
24/7. If they're open, they have a line.
Tell me about it. It is crazy. It is crazy. But
so people
that-
are willing to pay other people to do the hard work for 'em.
yeah, and for convenience.
Yep.
That's the way it is. It's just
And why
much.
wouldn't you expect that to be the case with audio as well?
yeah, totally. So, well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, we'll,
Yeah, who knows?
you know, we're not trying to make any predictions or anything like that. Just seeing the way that seems to be going that way in terms of it always tends to follow convenience. The industry, you know. I mean, aside from, I haven't seen that much in the 2-channel world so far. It's still maintaining. But then again, maybe I have. I mean, you think about how turntables went away for a period because of convenience. With the digital CDs, it was easy to throw a CD in, easy to use a remote to change tracks. But now they're back.
Right.
So go figure. You know, we're back to full circle with analog.
Well, nobody saw that coming.
No, yeah. In fact, a lot of the record, the manufacturers thought they were going out of business not that long ago. I'm talking maybe a dozen years ago, so it was almost over. They were ready to close. These guys have been around for decades to close their doors. Nobody's buying turntables.
Now
All of a
there's new
sudden,
stuff coming out all the time.
Yeah.
New cartridges, tone arms. Yeah.
yeah, now they're banking.
Yeah, now it's trendy.
Yeah, so it's crazy when you think about it.
So I
It's-
guess it isn't always convenient.
I mean, companies could learn from whatever the hell turned that around, you know, because it was gone. It was damn near gone. You know, record stores were all gone. It was, and look at that.
yeah, they're opening back up now.
Yeah.
Weird.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Who started that? I don't even know what.
It's probably a complex chain.
yeah,
Yeah.
quite. I mean, I'll give credit to Steve Jobs with bringing 2-channel music back to the younger generation, and I think that's where it all started, and that led on a path to the younger generation looking for things other than digital files, and they just, because most parents had albums laying around, right? You had a source of media.
Yeah.
You just needed to put something to play it on, and
Which
you know,
is like you just ran into at that estate sale where like the woman told you that a bunch of kids came yesterday and
yeah,
picked through all
bought all
the
the
albums. already.
albums. Yeah, like, oh my god, I got kids beating my
Yeah.
ass on the freaking albums. It's never happened before.
Yeah, back in the day, everybody's like, "You want these? $1."
Yeah,
you know?
right. No, yeah, not anymore.
Mm.
Like these were full pop. These were $20-$30 for these.
Oh,
They were
really?
mint,
Yeah.
but they were full pop, and they were getting it. And it's like, phew. So yeah, who would have thunk? And they must have turntables to play these things on.
You would
every
hope.
one of them.
I wonder how many people threw out their collection.
Oh,
Because after enough time, it's just nobody wanted it. Nobody in their family wanted it. And they
Can
had
you
these huge
imagine?
hoards.
can you imagine the number of albums that were just
Tossed.
Probably a huge amount. 'Cause
In
you know how many were
dumpsters?
made?
yeah,
Yeah.
Where
right.
are they now?
Yeah, right. Right.
True.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were rare.
Yeah. That's like blasphemy. It'd be like spilling a beer or something, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of that, maybe at a bigger level than that if you're a vinyl connoisseur, you know? Hell, I know once in a while, we were kids, we didn't know anybody. You'd throw it like a Frisbee, you know? I mean, you know,
Yeah, like the AOL CDs they give out.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
good old
okay.
days of that.
Yeah.
kind of like that. Yeah, it's like, see how it flies, see what it takes to break, how hard it got to hit the wall to break it. But yeah, I mean, we were kids. We didn't know any. But then again, there's a lot of adults, I mean, that do that. Like I noticed some people take old albums, which they're probably beat up anyway. They're not going to play them. And they make album art with it where they like laser cut it. I'm like, oh, man,
Yeah,
that's
well,
just...
they do get a point where you can't really use them anymore.
Yeah. Well, you would hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess it's recycling versus, but every time I see it, I'm like, I wonder how many albums they ruined where they didn't really know, but I got to admit, I mean, as a percentage, majority of albums on the market used are pretty bad shape. I mean, it's
Well, age has
98%,
definitely
a
a bit to do with it.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess it's cool if they're using stuff like that. It would have been thrown out anyway, or, And not only that, there's a lot of albums that nobody will even freaking want to listen to.
Mhm.
So, I mean, who the hell bought this to begin with?
There's a lot of
The
that.
K-Tel record with the greatest hits. On it.
Yeah,
From,
there was one album that you got from some estate sale, and it was like literally, it was like made for a very good quality of recording.
yeah.
And they explained the process
Oh,
and everything
yeah.
inside it and what they did, and I'm like, okay, I'll listen to it, and I listened to it, and yeah, it sounded good, but the music was terrible,
Right.
So I was like,
Yeah, good quality shit music.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
So
I know, like in Stereophile, they have the music reviews in the back. They rate it on two things, like 1 to 5 stars, and one is quality,
yeah,
right, and one is sound. Quality recording and
Yeah.
sound. I think those are the two categories, and they're obviously
The same but
mutually
different.
exclusive.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, right. It's not just about the music; it's about the
Yeah.
sound, how it sounds.
well, it could sound great, but if you don't want to listen to it, what's the point?
Yeah, right. The content.
Yeah.
Content matters. On that note, we got to get back to work. So thanks for watching our content. And don't forget that we have Christmas is coming. And I believe that our abyssstore.com has the wives, if you're watching, the guys are going to want pillows like this, our Abyss pillows.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Yeah, you got to have a pillow.
We're
Maybe
working
a
on
mug.
some new sick merch.
Oh, yeah?
It's
sick
gonna be
merch.
so exciting.
Yeah, so abyssstore.com, get some stuff here for the guys and gals and for Christmas. And readily available, as far as we know.
Well, it kind of makes it limited edition though,
Oh, does it?
because if we come up with new stuff, we might remove old stuff.
Oh, that's true.
So it's a big mystery.
Yeah. Get it while you can.
Get it while you can.
Thumbs us up if you like this video. Take care, everybody.